Alright, it's time for yet another team battle for Master Yi. This is normal, so don't ask. Which one? You'll see two graves, and that should be your first giveaway. Anyways, 21 offensive, 9 defensive, I believe. And attack, damage, red armor, yellow magic resistance, blue scaling, I think, or just flat. I don't remember what this account has, and attack damage quints. Anyways, start blue. I go immediately to raids and then get my red just to make sure Evelyn doesn't come and try to stab me. Alright, so I scan to see if there's any words, and then all of a sudden, Evelyn kills mid. Well, not mid, then Lux Flash to finish it off. But you know what I mean. I go mid, try to see if I can kill the Lux, but nope. I did not have enough damage. The Lux has a barrier, so that's one way to counter the Annie. I don't know, the Lux and then tended to do that prior to this game, because I don't know why it's not showing up anymore, but you could actually see in the all chat, if you were watching the stream, the enemy team was basically talking to us throughout the entire thing. They even were saying things like, oh, nice voice, Lily, nice voice, Stonewall, and shit like that, giving us the idea that they were ghosting, so we didn't talk a lot of strategy this time. So, go mid, just cut Lux a little bit. It's free damage, because I'm just going to go to my Wraiths. So it's like, while I'm traveling, I soak up some experience from mid lane, and I go off and kill some monsters. Though, I make sure to scan bottom lane, scan the bottom bush with my red. So, has the Season 4 jungle helped Master Yi? Not really. I mean, like, he still has the whole issue of the fact that he's, squishy. It did help that there's more farm and he can power farm it. And that, Spirit of the Lizard Elder is actually pretty awesome now. I mean, well, more awesome on him. It was good before, but now it's kind of more awesome. The vision changes do not help him one bit, though. Everybody can ward. Master Yi is not exactly the best ganker as per se. Like, yeah, his Q does a lot of damage, and he has a lot of damage himself. However, he kind of needs to burn a summoner spell or get his ultimate in order to actually close the gap before when they realize he's coming. This is the problem with the Season 4 right now. There's a lot of junglers that don't have the extreme mobility that certain other junglers have are getting left in the dust. Like Lee Sin, at least, they have their giant gap closers and their little nifty angles that they can gank from. Junglers like Nocturne can just close the gap with his ultimate. Shyvana, she can just farm. She doesn't need this stuff. The difference though is Shyvana and Master Yi farming is Master Yi's gonna stay squishy the entire game. Sure, he's got a lot more damage, but he's gonna be susceptible to just instantly dying. So, yeah, you can itemize him to not die, but then of course just sacrificing some of his damage. That said, a gank can work if the enemy has no escapes. Like in this case, I hate that little thing. It's like if I click on the Vladimir and then he becomes untargetable, it might just make me walk in a really weird direction. Either way, I killed him, almost died though. As you can see, my item build is Spirit Stone and a Vampiric Scepter. Oh, by the way, Annie here flashed over, killed 2 people, and then stole a dragon and then died. But it was insanely worth it because she got a lot of kills, and we got ourselves a dragon. Anyway, Spirit Stone and Vampiric Scepter. I'm going for some lifesteal, sustain, and the Spirit Stone obviously to evolve it. This is before the Spirit Stone has received its awesome new little buffs it's getting on the PvE. So, Vampiric Scepter, of course, is one of the best items you can get on Master Yi. However, you actually have to buy it, and the new jungle kind of demands that you take at least one of the spirit items. So, it's kind of hurting some of this versatility. In the past, I would normally go a machete or Doran's Blade. If I got a machete, I would get into Madrid's Razor, and then get some lifesteal. The old Wriggles wasn't that great, but at the very least, it wasn't as terrible combat stats as it is now. I don't want to get a Wriggles Lantern in this game because I felt, you know what, I need to fight this Evelyn, and I probably need to gank more than I want to. So Wriggles Lantern would have not helped my combat stats. It probably wouldn't have been used to its full potential. I did not suspect that this game would take very long, but as you can see by the time, it is going to take quite a bit. I catch ourselves an Evelyn, I go right after. Don't get a kill, and I ended up wasting my ghost. Burn her flash at least. My ultimate isn't at a significant cooldown. And here I'm thinking that Evelyn was going to crop up yet again, so I hang around in mid. And yeah, she does crop up again. She catches me and Annie with her ultimate, but she gets stunned, so she can't really do anything with it. So, I Spirit Lizard Elder, great item on him. At least I can get to, at least I get to do a lot of true damage to these characters without having to invest a lot of damage. So Mercury Threads, obviously. Oh, Tarek finds us here, and right now Tarek is insanely overpowered, so holy fuck, we don't try to fight him. I cut him up a little bit, and thankfully the true damage goes through a little bit. I'm going to make one tactical mistake here. Well, not right here. I want to be purchasing an item that I'm going to regret eventually. Here I catch Vladimir and sort of kill him the same way. He's got no summoner spells, he's just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I kill him. Anyway, I'm going to buy a Brutalizer soon, and I feel I should have probably focused on buying a Last Whisper or even a Hex Drinker. Like, I do buy magic resistance at some point, but the enemy team is so full of magic damage. I mean, their Graves is not magic damage, but he not as significant a threat as the Evelyn and the Lux are currently. And the Brutalizer is not going to do as much as I had hoped for, even evolved into a Ghost Blade. I should have probably purchased a Last Whisper to have deal with the massive amounts of armor the Tarek is giving them, and the fact that they all pretty much built themselves an hourglass. I was not watching what they were building when I purchased the Brutalizer. Only until a little after did I bite my tongue. By the way, Grave steals the dragon again, so we have 2 dragons for ourselves so far. Every Dream has nothing. So they are still above us in gold, though. Here I catch another Vladimir, and I can't really kill him without potentially dying, so let's just back off and here. So, if you could see why we're losing is my bottom lane is pretty much doing insanely poorly. Oh, here I catch Evelyn and I make sure to kill her. I hate Evelyn that much. Then I go right after the Lux and make sure to kill her. Try to kill her too. Not enough damage, but I take her flash. Anyways, my bottom lane is losing, and my top lane isn't doing so well either. My team is not really keeping up in farm either. So we're kind of losing in every front except the jungle. Though bottom lane, we're getting more farm. I mean, our Graves is getting more farm than their Graves, but he's also been, dying more. So their Graves is probably more stronger. Speaking of Graves, I catch him, and of course he's got no chance of dueling a Master Yi one-on-one when I'm already on top of him in melee. So he died. I'm pretty fed as a jungler, pretty fed as Master Yi, so I'm hoping that, I can carry this team. As you can see, I got myself a Ghost Blade, and that's not exactly the best purchase. Watch this. They know I just took their war, so I'm probably getting blue. So they're incoming, and I just try to kill the Vladimir as quickly as I can. I don't have enough damage to kill him, so in comes Lux. I use Q to dodge her laser. I back off before I die, and I just heal myself. In the meantime, Elise and Yanni managed to blow the living shit out of those 3, so hooray for us. Oh yeah, as you can see, I maxed out my W this time instead of maxing out my E, which actually turned out to make me deal a little bit less damage in certain times. But, I needed it, in fact, due to the fact that they were going to burst me down. If I could survive their initial burst and, heal myself back up, then I would probably dominate the team fights. So far, it's been mixed results, so it's probably is still the best thing out there for me to have leveled, but it's not going as well as I had hoped. The scanning item has been, working itself on me. I'm actually liking it more and more the more I use it. Mostly because people make just the most obvious ward positions, but at least it helps me deal with the rampant amount of stealth on Evelyn, which brings me to another point. Right now, if you know that Evelyn's really rampant, you probably should try to learn Lee Sin, because he pretty much just kicks her face in. Evelyn wants to gank, counter gank her, beat her ass, and she's down. They finally got a dragon. We didn't get to steal it, though I think it was a hesitation from my team to try to just shoot him from behind. So Evelyn gets caught. She gets way too close to a stun range of Andy, gets destroyed, and with that, Vladimir also gets taken down. We finally take another tower, which is actually why we're losing. I survive thanks to my W, and I back off, and the rest of the enemy team, pretty much, well, Tarek pretty much tanks everything. He finally gets taken down. The rest of the enemy team gets to back off. So one of the issues with my team right now is that we're not pushing towers. I could theoretically split push, but my team isn't exactly, doing well in the whole area of preserving their lives. So I constantly need to be pulled back into the fray. I want to split push, get more farm, and apply pressure on the other lanes. However, as you'll see in certain times of this team battle, that is not possible because my team is a little too rambunctious with their positioning. I buy myself a Banshees though because obviously they're crap. If I get CC just once, I'll die. Sure, I could have bought that, whatever that thing is, that cleansing item, but I also wanted some health to survive and whatnot. Here you go. The enemy team is pushing down some mid. Thresh gets a little damage taken care of on him. My team kind of doesn't keep them, bound to me, so they split up though. Graves and Terry go down bottom, so they manage to catch themselves a Vladimir and annihilate him, which makes me feel a little cringy right now, because if I had stayed top, I probably wouldn't have been able to push to the 3rd tier, while my mid lane teammates would have been able to take mid tower. So that was a miscommunication on our part. My team is taking a little way too much poke, so now we're forced to go back and, of course, not accomplish anything again. Our downfall so far is the fact that we can't take any damn objectives. I'll say that again. We can't take objectives. We took Dragon though, but we can't. But I mean more of the towers. Here, this is my biggest mistake in this game. I think Evelyn and Lux are by themselves, so I just go right after Lux. And holy fuck, is she tanky as living hell. So I get killed, and then the rest of my team falls apart because of that. Though, of course, my Graves teammate just kind of doesn't play that perfectly. She gets into melee range and gets killed. Unfortunately, that was my mistake, and that cost us our Nexus towers, our tower, and our inhibitor. In a fit of rage against the Evelyn, because I hate the champion so much, I just, dive bomb after. I use my W to survive whatever crappy little burst that Lux was trying to do against Master Yi, and then I dice her in 2. I didn't kill Evelyn like I had hoped, but I killed Lux regardless, so it's still a gain for my team. Off we go and wander into the great beyond. Master Yi, again, as I said, still suffers from the whole explodingness, but it also suffers from the fact that if you don't build proper items on him, you will not accomplish much. And as I told you that my team kind of goes a little scatterbrained, Graves gets caught and killed. With his death, the enemy team can get buried and now push at us. However, as you can see by the fact that the team battle is lasting 2 more minutes, we're not going to lose right here. Annie catches Graves and annihilates him, and then she hourglasses herself to, to survive. I jump right on the Lux. I'm not dealing enough damage. Bitch is fucking tanky. So I'm just, using everything I can to deal damage and stay alive. My Q knocks down the Lux. I stay alive using my W, and then we turn our attention to the Vladimir. We ace them. With this, it's our only hope to push. So we're on towards pushing. We push. Hopefully taking down the next turret. We take out we take out one turret, we take out a second, we take out the inhibitor. But with that, we're forced to go back. Luckily, that means I can't actually buy anything. I buy myself a boots upgrade, and I get myself a red elixir at some point, waiting for the enemy team to engage on us. I probably should not have looked to buy a Giant's Build item and should probably just bought a Last Whisper. I can't deal enough damage to justify all the gold I have. That's just, the side effect of me building kind of poorly. Blade of the Ruined King and the Ghost Blade are not working well for me. Here we engage again. I get on top of the Lux, but I ate too much burst damage. My team kind of doesn't follow me in there either. It's like we had a kind of a semi-good engage, and we just kind of went scatterbrain. They at least tries to fight the Evelyn, and of course that doesn't work well for them. And with that, the enemy team is able to push down our inhibitor yet again. And as you can see, the time is only 30 seconds, so there's obviously no way to make a comeback here. The enemy team pushes to our Nexus, and the Graves could have actually kept the game alive a little longer. He killed the Evelyn, and he could have killed the other Graves and knocked down his Guardian's Angel, but he hesitates on the firing here. He runs around in a little circle and then gets shot down. He could have actually kept these both guys out alive, but there's not really much reason to blame him here because we all pretty much fucked up in a lot of ways, including me in that terrible engage. It ended up costing us a lot of our power. So, no yay for Master Yi this one. Just boo.